Hello, friends, and welcome to Adventures in Pixieland. Happy New Year. I hope everyone had a safe but happy New Year. If you made any resolutions, I hope that you stick to them. I don't make resolutions anymore. I just, make decisions and then follow them, I guess, is the way it is. So, let's start. We're in Bible study. We are still in the Niv, but we are in the Old Testament this year. So in this video, we're going to do Genesis 1 through 31, which is all of chapter 1 of Genesis. So let's start. The beginning. Genesis 1:1. In the beginning, God created the heavens and the earth. Now the earth became formless and empty. Darkness was over the surface of the deep, and the Spirit of God was hovering over the waters. So sort of making the atmosphere. Hovering over the waters. You had to make the atmosphere so that it would make rain. Without our atmosphere, none of us would be here, really. And God said, "Let there be light," and there was light. And God saw that the light was good, and he separated the light from the darkness. God called the light day, and the darkness night, and there was evening, and there was morning, the first day. So after the atmosphere. And God said, "Let there be an expanse between the waters to separate water from water." So made land masses. So God, because he cooled the burningness that was all on fire before the atmosphere got there to make it cool down. So God made an expanse that separated water under the expanse from the water above it. Oh, and this great expanse was called sky. And there was evening and there was morning on the second day. I see, so he started making a separation because our atmosphere is full of water up there too. Like there's water molecules all over the place. In fact, the water molecules in the air are actually why we see the color blue. We can't actually really see the color blue. It's a light we don't actually see at all. It's like a trick. People with blue eyes have a trick. They actually have a lack of melanin, and it's just how we see with the way our eyes work with our cones and rods. How's that for you? Because it looks like this is a blue shirt, but is it? Or is that just how our cones and rods see it? And there was so we were on the second day. Verse 9. And God said, "Let the water under the sky be gathered into one place, and let the dry ground appear." Okay, so now we have the land masses. And so it was. God called the dry ground land, and he gathered the waters he called seas. And God saw that that was good. Okay. Then God said, "Let the land produce vegetation." Okay, seed-bearing plants and trees on the land will bear fruit with seed in it, according to their various kinds. And this was so. So for Christmas, I got a tree book, where it gives you all kinds of facts. So there's two types of trees. And one of them, it's that way. It gives fruit, so it drops a seed. Yes, they are counting pine cones as fruit. Okay, so you understand. And then there's another kind where it's not like that. Because there's one where it's a mono and one where it's like a duo. And most trees with it have seeds are a duo. But things like palm trees are actually a mono one, and they're not. Some people don't even consider them trees. They're a weed. but it's really more like they're a fern because of what it is. But their bark gets too thick, so they're like a special kind of tree. But they don't drop fruit seeds. Just, for clarification case. The land produced, verse 12, the land produced vegetation, plants bearing seed according to their kinds of trees, bearing fruit with the seed according to their kind. And God saw that it was good. And there was evening and there was morning on the third day. Okay? And God said, let there be lights in the expanse to separate the night from the day from night, and let them serve as signs to mark the seasons and days and years. Let them be lights in the expanse of the sky to give light on the earth. And so it was. God made two great lights, the greater light to govern the day, the lesser light to govern the night, the sun and the moon. And then he also made the stars. God sent them in the expanse of the sky and gave the light on the earth to govern the day and the night, to separate the light from the darkness. And God saw it was good. And then there was evening. And then there was morning, the fourth day. God said, verse 20, and God said, let the water teem with living creatures, and let birds fly above the earth across the great expanse. So God created the great creatures of the sea and every living, moving thing with which the waters teem, according to their kinds, and every winged bird according to their kind. And God saw that it was good. God blessed them and said, be fruitful and increase in number. Fill the water in the seeds, and let the birds increase on the earth. And there was evening, and there was morning, the fifth day. Now, I know you're like, okay, but you do the science, and how do you do? Nobody says how long God's day was. Okay, this is when we're in a particular point in Earth's history. He tried with the dinosaurs. It didn't work. It didn't work. He wasn't going to get what he wanted out of this giant lizard interaction thing that was going on. It wasn't what he was looking for. So, anything coming from space, anything coming like weather or if no one in existence could have stopped that from happening, that's somebody talking. So he made a choice. And the choice he made, he decided to move on to other creatures. And what the choice he made with the comets hitting that created the wipeout, it added different elements to the earth, which is set up to support life so that other life could evolve. Evolution isn't opposite of God. Evolution is a lack of understanding. Evolution is correct. Things did evolve. People who protest evolution is a lack of understanding. It's a desire to keep God to the limitation of a day is 24 hours. No, our day is 24 hours. His day is whatever the heck he wants it to be, because his time is whatever he says. If we were holding to that, the whole earth should have exploded already, because the time frames listed. That's why Jesus said, no one knows the day and the hour, not even the Son of Man. So God's day is as long as he decides it is, and he'll do what he wants when he wants. And this is the way he decided to do it, because it's there. So that's the way he did it. We adjust our understanding of God based upon what he gives us as evidence. Science is the study of nature. All of nature belongs to God. They're not in contrast. They go hand in hand. They help us understand him better so that we can be even more amazed by how amazing he is. Because the more they dig in, the more they find the pattern. The more they find the pattern, the more they find the evidence of God. And the pattern is the evidence of God. Because it's too repeatable for it to be by accident. In my opinion, anyway. Other people who have different opinions of science are going to have them. So, on verse 24, and God said, let the land produce living creatures according to their kind, livestock creatures that move along the ground, and wild animals according to its kind. And so God made the wild animals according to their kind, the livestock according to their kind, and all the creatures that move along the ground according to their kind. And God saw that it was good. God made all the animals, he made all of the living things, and this is what he wanted. This is what he made. You know, we're subject to him changing his mind whenever he wants. He's God. And we adapt. Verse 26, because this is really the thing. Your ability to adapt is really what makes you intelligent, and not much of anything else is. And, you know, you either flow with him or you lose, because it's always God's will, right? So I don't understand. Verse 26, people want to fight. Then God said, let us make man in our image, in our likeness, and let them rule over the fish of the sea, the birds of the air, over the livestock, over the whole earth. Hebrew, Syriac, that's a type of Hebrew, all of the wild animals. So giving us dominion. Okay. Over all the creatures that move along the ground. So God created man in his own image. In the image of God, he created him, male and female. He created him. Now, he created us in duality. But that doesn't mean he is in duality. Right? He's in singular. And to make us, he had to make two. Because he wasn't trying to make us be able to self-procreate. That's what would be required if he was going to make us like him. Because he can make life. So he can, with himself, self-procreate whatever he wants. We can't, right? So he made us in duality like he made everything else. That he's both, because he's not really a gender. Right? He's just, we can't quite understand what he is. If we tried to hold him to something hard that we have to do, then we have to be able to have the ability to do what he can. So if you can't self-procreate, no, I can't. I know I can't self-procreate. So then I know I'm not equal. I'm bound by the rules of this earth. He's not. Because I can't make a planet either, but he can. I can't make an atmosphere, but he can. I can't make any of the things that he made. Describing here. I don't have the ability to create these creatures out of my thoughts. So, you know, I'm not going to assume that just because I can't do it means he can't do it. And that's what trying to put those limitations on him sounds like. At least to me. But then that could just be my failing, because it's what it is. Verse 28, God blessed them and said to them, be fruitful and increase in number, fill the earth and subdue it, rule over the fish in the sea, the birds of the air, and every living creature that moves on the earth. And then God said, I give you every seed-bearing plant on the face of the whole earth, and every tree that has fruit with seed in it. They will be yours for food. And all of the beasts of the earth, and all of the birds of the air, and all of the creatures that move on the ground, everything that has the breath of life in it, I give you every green plant for food. And it was so. And God saw all that he made, and it was very good. And there was evening and there was morning on the sixth day. Now, it's interesting. And all the beasts of the earth, and all the birds of the air, and all the creatures that move on the ground, everything that has the breath of life in it, right? We are allowed to have dominion and subdue it. But then it's, I give every green plant for food. that's not the same thing as every animal. He gives us dominion to subdue. But that didn't necessarily mean he wanted us to eat meat. So, that's interesting. I'm not vegetarian or vegan, but that's just how I read that particular passage from this Bible. We'll see if I have the same opinion when we get to the next one next year. God saw all that he had made, and it was very good. And there was evening, and there was morning, and there was the sixth day. Okay. Well, until a little bit from now, friends, when we do Genesis chapter 2, verses 1 through 24.